everyone, welcome to another Vlogmas video. Last night I went to the theatre, and excuse my wet hair and everything, but you know, when you're a girl with long hair you can't always be bothered to try it. So yes, I went to the theatre last night. I visited the new Bunker Theatre just by London Bridge. If you're a theatre person, you might know of the Minier Chocolate Factory. It's literally right next door to that. I think it's kind of technically under it, but you'll be able to find it easily. I was worried that I wouldn't be able to find it or find the entrance, but it's super easy to find. The Bunker Theatre is relatively new. I think it's actually only had one show in it previously. So yeah, it's very exciting to be visiting a new theatre. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you might remember in my Curtain Up episode from February that I went to see a kind of workshop type production of a musical called Muted, and obviously this is kind of the finalised version of it in a theatre. I'm really excited that it's been able to have a run, and I'm really excited that I was able to go see it. When I last saw this show, it was like a semi-staged production of the show. It was at the St Paul's Actors Church, and I mentioned in my sort of review that the acoustics are quite strong in the church. Obviously it's a church. So I said in there I hope it gets another run and like I can hear it all properly, because sometimes it's really hard to hear all of the words, especially with a new show and new songs. And yeah, so it was a lot better at this venue because you could definitely hear everything better. It's a really fascinating space. If you've been to the Southwark Playhouse, it's kind of a similar layout to that, a bit bigger. The seats were really comfy. It was a really nice cozy atmosphere. Like on the main middle section I was sitting on, it was kind of like long comfy benches. I say benches and that makes them sound really uncomfortable, but they had like nice cushions on and stuff. And then on the other side there were like really comfy looking seats with cushions on, so it's just really cozy, and little like lamps next to them. It's just a really nice venue overall. I didn't get to go into the bar, but I'm sure it's lovely, and they do food as well, so a very nice venue. So the show itself is about a boy who becomes mute from a very like tragic event in his life, and it kind of flips between the events kind of leading up to that moment and obviously like present day. So his friends come back into his life and try and help him because they obviously he lives with his uncle and they don't know how to kind of help him speak again and things like that. So it's a very interesting idea. I remember when I saw snippets of the show and I thought, wow, that's a really fascinating thing, because the actor who plays the boy Michael, who is mute, obviously like for most of the show just acts through his face and his body language, and I think that's really interesting. Like fair enough, like they don't have to speak obviously and sing a lot, but the way that he acts through everything else is just really fascinating to watch. In the flashbacks obviously there is a past Michael, so you'll have like past Michael and present Michael on stage at the same time, as if he is watching the flashbacks, and it's really interesting to watch that kind of dynamic between the two performers, because it does really work that they're like playing the same person, and that sounds really weird. It was just a really fascinating dynamic to watch. It's a really small cast. There are 6 performers, so it definitely works in an intimate venue like this. It was a really fascinating stage actually, because they had like a raised bit and then kind of a middle section, and it was surrounded by water, and so it definitely helped you to imagine like the different spaces that you were kind of in the show. So obviously there was like Michael's bedroom and then other places, and it really worked, and there was a swing as well, and that was really fun, and it's just a great use of the space. I'm all about supporting new theatre, especially when it's British, so it's really wonderful to have seen a show like this, from snippets of it originally to a workshop production to now a full show in a theatre, and I think that's just absolutely wonderful. I think spaces like this, like the Bunker Theatre, are going to be great in the future for bringing new things to the stage, as well as places like the other Palace. I have hopes for that. I have really high hopes for that. But I definitely recommend that you check out what's going on in the Fringe in London. It's not all just about the West End. There is so much going on that you can go and see. and like as I mentioned in my sideshow vlog last month, like there is just so much great stuff that is like on par with the things in the West End that you can find in the Fringe, often at a much cheaper price as well. So yeah, Muted is on until the 7th of January, I believe, so you've got loads of time to check it out. I hope you consider going. If you do, let me know. As usual, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you have, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!